Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It is Angela, the Traveling Crafter, and we are going to play with some hole reinforcers and paper punches. So we're combining days 72 and 74 today, which is hole punch and hole paper reinforcers. I don't remember exactly what it said on there. So what are we going to do? Well, this might be just a little bit different, but I'm just going to show you some things that you can do with hole punches and with simple items that you probably do have around the house, and then some other things that I have on hand that I thought I would just show you. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel and you love thrifting for vintage treasures, DIY, junk journaling, and other crafty projects, then you're in the right spot. And if you are returning, as always, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here and supporting my small channel. And a couple of shout outs today, Jim Wilson and Victoria Creation. Thank you for hanging out and joining our wandering community of crafty friends. So what are we going to do? Well, first of all, I am going to show you 15 different ways to use things made from punches. Now, what we will get down to is the nuts and bolts of it, and at the end, and we're going to specifically talk about hole reinforcers, which I've got some here, and our paper punch. So bear with me, but we will be doing some things with that in just a second. So a couple of things that you can do. I had this bag of die cuts that came from, they were from my Cricut. I've just kept them. They were probably offcuts from other projects that I used, and I just stuck them in a bag. So I had a bunch of circles, all punched, or in my case, die cut. But when we talk about punches, I'm taking it a little step further. So they could be these kind of punches. They could be your regular hole punch, which we will be using in just a minute. But what can we do with all of those things? Well, the one thing that I did with just the basic ones that I had were to create, either you could make side tucks. Here, let's get a piece of paper just to have a little fun. Here, let's get one that's a little more pretty. So you could make this as a side tuck. You could, if your page was bigger, you could make this as a belly band, or you could put this on as a double belly band. You know, put some embellishments on it. You could do it like this. You could make a double pocket like that. All kinds of things, but that's just out of circles. You could also make little clusters like I did here. So this was just a bunch of little circles and a bunch more little circles. And then I probably need to, let's just staple that. Where's my little stapler? Going in there. There we go. And just layered on top of each other. And then maybe you put a sentiment or something, or just have it as a little tuck spot on the side of your page. Like that. Easy peasy. So there's two ways to use your punches. What's another way? Let's see. Oh. So I have all of these that are offcuts from previous projects, from probably some of these projects. So I just keep these, and then I make little specimen cards out of them. So saving your remnants, you can make these into things like that. I just stuck a little grommet in there, eyelet if you will, and same with that. A little bit of acetate, and you are set to go. So there's that. Here's a double one. Oh, this is a real one. This is, nope, it's not. I lied. This one I made into a little tag. So you can do all kinds of things with those. So there's yet another way. So we got 3 ways so far. Let me just clean this up as I'm going. There we go. Let's move that out of the way. I do have a video on this. and this is just using those punches to make faux metal tags. So this was just aluminum foil that I had found. I must have been using it for something else, and another little punch, and then I just put a bulb pin on, and it looks like the faux metal tags. And let's see. Oh, I also did these. I think these look like medals, so I even did this one. You know, you're number one, gold star. But they can also be used as little tabs or tags, just cute little things. So there's another easy thing. You've seen me do this many a times, but this is just taking a circle and turning it into a tab that would go on to the edge of your page or an embellishment like that. So all you're doing, I've shown this, I do have an entire video if you want to watch it, but we'll just do one with this little one right here. I mean, there's several ways you can do this, but I just fold them in half. And then I just take a hole punch and I kind of angle it like that. And I do the same on this, and I'm just eyeballing it. And there you go. A little whale tail tab. So yet another way to use them. I also use these for closures. So this, for example, you just pop a little brad in there. And then when you put them on your page, then you can wrap string around it. Do I have any string? I don't have an example handy. But this would go here, you would have another one up here, and then you just take your string and wrap it around. Tip, though, when I do these, I usually double them up with a couple of, maybe even more, just by gluing them together. This one didn't even get punched out. There we go. So there you have it. Just to give it a little more sturdiness. So there's one more way. Let's see. Oh. We could also use them as, see, there's one more, as buttons, faux buttons. Now, I have a tiny little, let me just show you on here. I have a tiny little hole punch, and you could use this. This one's harder to see because it, well, that's not anywhere near even really. So you could do it like, well, that turned out pretty good. You could do it like that. But the other day, I did get this little punch at the thrift store. Now, let's just stick this whole thing in here. We'll see if it comes out. This is not the ideal way to do this, but hopefully it will work. There you go. But the cool part about this is that the arm on this is long. So you can go quite a ways up on your page. So that's why I bought this. Because I usually don't buy things like this. There's another way. One more way. Well, I promise you there's 15. Let's see. Buttons. We did clusters. Oh, it's tags. So I'm going to show you this. I also... tags and or another is flip-flap pockets. So I'll show you the flip-flap pockets in just a second. I don't know. Is there anything else that I need to show you? But this is simply taking an index card. These we painted on day one of our 100-day challenge. But what I do is take a template of something round, in this case, these circles, and then I just place it where I want it and then cut around it. It's that easy. That easy. And I made this one shorter, so I kept this part and made it a little belly band. Easy peasy. I'll show you the flip-flaps. I think let's see. I'll show you the flip-flaps in a second. Also, I think they make great tabs. I love the idea of just using a circle on some index cards. These are great for my binder journals, for my cookbook journals, for any journal. But you could also turn them so that they were this way. See what I'm saying? So you see them on the front. I just have them like a traditional one on the back. And you got a whole little index card set. And you can use these for your home use too, just like that. So one more way to use your hole punch. Okay. here is one that I will show you. I just want to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. We did specimen cards. We did belly bands. We did, no, did I show you the pockets? No, because it's hiding back here. Here's pockets. These are just those circles cut very similarly to the tag. And then I just layered them on top of each other, glued them onto my tag, and then I made baby tags to go inside of them. So, and this is very similar to what I'm going to show you with the flip flap. So we're going to save this one. We did buttons, we did clusters, we did tags, closures, the whale tail, which is also kind of tabs, the metal. Okay, flip-flop pockets is the last one before I show you the other two I want to show you. I have 2 videos on my channel that I will link in the description. These were really fun. I was getting extremely tired of doing the traditional flip-flop journals or mini journals that were just square. So I decided to spice it up, and I made these. And this has been quite some time ago. And used the circle method and had a little fun with it. So you have this one that flips out with tags, and then it flips this way, and then you have a normal tag, but this one is like a pocket. And then, oh, I didn't back that on the back. And that's it. So there's that one. I think I found these in my templates, and I was like, oh, I need to make some more of these. So here's another one. This one just has a pocket. Again, I used the circle method. And it comes open like this. Is there anything on the back? Nope, just a journal card on the back. So those are really fun to do. And like I said, in the description, and I'll try to put a card up, but both of those videos I will link below. So now let's get busy and talk about what we really came here to discuss. And that is our hole reinforcers and our hole punch. So traditionally, these are used to reinforce a piece of like a notebook paper, a binder, a journal, pages in a, cookbook, or, you got a little rip or a tear, and use these. Well, the truth of the matter is that these I buy I've never bought one in a store, in like a retail store. I bought them at thrift stores, garage sales, yard sales, estate sales. So I've never bought one other than there. And they're easy to find. But the truth be told, they don't necessarily stick that well. So I'm always gluing them anyway. So I'm going to show you how to easily make your own. You never have to worry if you can't find these. It's that easy. This one, I happen to just take my vintage photo and color it. I do this with all bright colors and pastel colors, depending on the binder journals I'm using. But one other thing, and I want to use a fun color here. I'm trying to think which journal. I only think my Shabby Chic journal is the one that I haven't reinforced pages. So let's get a couple of colors, and I'll just show you how I do it. It's not difficult. We'll just get maybe a Victorian Velvet, if I can find her up here. Should have thought about that before. There you are, Miss Victoria. So I'm going to do, well, that's not working so hot. There we go. This is Victorian Velvet, and I'm going to show you how you can not only color these, but create a stencil. So here we go. So maybe I want some of these darker. Hopefully I don't get this on this fabric. And maybe I want these over here. Like that. See, those are a little lighter. There, now you've doubled up. So what I would suggest is, if you are coloring your little reinforcers for a project, then put something under it that you can use in the future, and you can make little background stencils or backgrounds and use it as a stencil. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So my favorite is, like I said, the truth of the matter is that I usually feel like I have to reinforce the reinforcers by gluing them. So what I simply do is make my own. So these are all those that I've made on my own. Now, this isn't hard. This isn't difficult whatsoever. However, what I will share with you is there are some tricks in making it easier on you to create these and not say, oh, my circles are off and whatever. So what I normally do, again, this is a folded piece. This is this paper folded in half. And I'll show you. We'll just do it. I'll just make these. So all I'm going to do, not there, we won't. This is just a scratch piece. I'm going to cut this off so it's not so. We'll do these too, but I think we're going to have to wait a second for them to dry, because I bet this is cardstock, and it's also craft paper, so it might not glue as fast. We'll see. So we'll set that aside, and then I'll show you how to do the rest. So I fold it in half, and then I punch random holes with my normal hole punch. Don't have one? Go to a thrift store. You can get them for less than $1. And once I've punched them all the way across, then I just take a, I'm going to use this one. This is a 1/2 inch. This one says it's, well, it didn't say, but it's really big. This one is a 1/2 inch. This one is 5/8. It's a little tiny bit bigger. So this one, no, that one is a 5/8, and I don't know. Maybe that one. I don't know. Well, we'll soon find out. So then all you're going to do, we'll start on this end, is kind of line up that circle with the punch you've already done. It will save you a lot of headache if you do it this way. If you punch out all of these bigger circles first and then try to get the baby punch in the middle, trust me, words may be spoken that you aren't going to be proud of. So that's all you do. So there's that one. Yeah, those are all the same size. Now I'm not being very precise, but you get it. Now, the only thing you want to be considerate of is where you're spacing your initial hole punch. There you go. And I say that because, see, for example, these I punched considering I was going to use this one, not this one. So while that one worked, this one is not going to. So it won't fit in there. However, this one will. And I don't know that these are honestly straight because I'm kind of at an angle. All right, so I can use those. Do you think this will fit in here? Oh, barely. This is kind of off. That's okay. We may as well not waste what we've got. And just like that, I have a bunch of hole reinforcers. And you know what? If this is a great scrap buster, I don't know that I have this on my scrap buster list as one of the things to do, but it sure would be kind of fun. Let's just do this one. And just see how easy it is. Now I'm putting my finger over this because when I was punching all the holes for my binders, my binder journals, I had literally my whole floor was just a sea of confetti, if you will. All right. And then you just, see, these don't go quite as far, and in a matter of seconds, you've got your Oh, that doesn't want to... So, not the hardest... Oh, I lost that one. She gone. Not the hardest, most difficult project in the world, but that's the intent. Come on now. Be nice. You notice I'm not putting these up here because I dropped it. 2 of them, so I'll have to get those afterwards. This is pretty thick. There we go. Put your finger over it like you said. And this is something you can just do, you know, glue a bunch of them, take them upstairs, and as long as it's not going to annoy somebody when you're punching. And wouldn't that be cute to keep and do something? We'll put that in our scraps. So, I know this wasn't hard, but just a couple little tips that I wish I would have known when I started making these, just to make my life easier. Because when I started doing these, this is how I would make them. Well, I can just do it with these. They're already punched out. So I would punch all my circles out like this, and then I would go, okay, where do I want this? And then I'd eyeball it. And of course that one comes out almost perfect. But trust me, they didn't all work out that way. And it would take me twice as long to make one. So if you do it the way that I mentioned, just fold it in half. And you don't have to glue it. I mean, you could simply, for example, that craft cardstock is plenty strong that you could just use one of them. But, I mean, you could just do it like this. Don't mind my horrible. And then just go. Oh. Yep, they're all over me. And then like that. So you still get 2 of them. Save yourself a little bit of time when you've got cardstock that doesn't really need to be glued together. But if I'm using book page, if I'm using book page, I might do like 4 of them. Uh-oh. There we go. So you get the gist. Now, one thing I wanted to point out to you is that I do have one of these. This is what it looks like. I will show you how it works. And I'm just going to tell you, this is my experience. Maybe somebody else. I believe it's by We Are Memory Keepers. I shouldn't misspeak. What's that say? 1 inch what? Look at my little thing. I haven't taken 1 inch plus. Okay. It doesn't have a brand on it, so maybe it's not We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, let's not throw them under the bus, just in case it isn't. But, in my opinion, this is very hard to use. First of all, it stays in there. And you can't really tell, like, it doesn't make a clicking noise just to tell if it's done. Do they turn out wonderfully? Yes, they do. But I would much rather do them manually and go with that. So all I do is make a bunch of these, and I have a bag, and I just throw them in there. I do not worry about the colors or whatever, because if I'm doing a binder journal and I'm not using the reinforcers, then I just punch them or throw them all, lay them all out, and then figure out what I want. These others that I have, there's some flowers, some little tabby things. I did with, what did I do those with? Oh, my die cut machine. I know, it's amazing that I actually used it, but there you go. Okay, so we have, no, that's good. Let me just show you one more time what we did. Obviously, we made our own homemade DIY reinforcers. I could have kept thinking of all kinds of things, and I was like, come on, Angela. Just show them what you're going to show them. You don't have to tell them all of these other things. We colored them and made a stencil from them. We used the punches for tabs. We used the leftovers to make tags and specimen cards. We used them. I should probably tell you how I at least did these circles, huh? I mean, I think you probably know, but let me see if I can find a bigger one. That's a heart. Here's a yellow one. This is going to blow your mind. Prepare to be amazed, as I always say. Okay, so I want to create a pocket just like this. So all I'm going to do is, well, first of all, I could just go like this. Cut the top off, right? Now I'm just going to cut there. And at the end of this, right there, it's done. And then I'm going to take my itty bitty baby punch, and there you have it. It's that easy. Sorry, I should have shown you that. But for more in-depth technical processes, some of them I had to use different things to trace with. Check out those 2 videos. We made that tag. We made belly bands. We made all sorts of fun things with our punches. So I hope you enjoyed that. And it was fun for me. I always like trying new things and playing around. Most of them weren't new things. They're things that we've probably all done in the past and maybe have forgotten. So, but this, if you guys find one of these are by the Paper Studio. So I'm assuming that means Hobby Lobby. If you have one in your area, then maybe you can find one of these as well. Maybe they still sell them. And otherwise, just have fun punching away. If you have questions, please be sure to comment in the comment section. And if you liked this fun little project, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So until next time, remember to always take time to just be. We'll see you soon. Cheers.